My God, it's full of stars.
All right, One-Eyed Jack's here, and I'm going to go over a few categories in this video, but I'm not going to do them how I did in the past. I did them mostly with photographs, and a better way to do them rather than using photographs is to use video clips and intersperse them with photographs and try to tie the allegory together in a video form, much like Kubrick did. And so the categories that we're going to go over are birds, golf, slices, chopping, cutting, and coins. So I've woven these threads together by hand, and I've each one, as you're watching the pictures, you're going to have to watch it more than once, and you're going to have to know who the people are in the pictures to understand any of this. So if you just you play the video and go, oh, look, the neat pictures are flashing on before my eyes, you're missing the point. Each person in this video is part of the puzzle. And so I take these various video clips and I weave them into Kubrick's language. And I think doing it this way is much more powerful than doing it with just photographs. And it took. I'm not very quick with the software yet. I'm maneuvering around like a battleship with no engine, but it is amazing what you can do with this stuff, and it kind of boggles the mind on what Kubrick had to go through to do what he did. And that's pretty much the whole video. So I don't know if I'm going to talk on the rest of the video. I think the video speaks for itself. Another thing I want to mention too is before you watch if this is the first video you've seen from One-Eyed Jacks, you're doing it all wrong. You have to begin with the first video and at least get a familiarity with the language. If you have watched all the videos up until this point, you should understand a lot of this video without really even pausing it. If you haven't seen all the videos, you may have to pause it and figure out who the person is in the video, in the picture, and what their context is with the puzzle, and why we care, and how does it fit with the categories. And that's it. And I'm amazed. We got some really bright people that joined the subscribers recently, and every week we have more cuckoo birds, and we've got some people that are graduating boot camp, which is a when I had this dream of doing this thing, and I was going to allegorically weave the boot camp thing in, which is Kubrick did this for us. I wondered to myself, would there ever be anybody that's graduated boot camp from this series? And lo and behold, we've got numerous boot camp graduates. So it's awesome, and I love it. And you guys have a great day. I might come in on the end and just sum it up. But it took a lot of work. If I was an expert at this, I could probably do it a lot faster. But in the obtuse format that I'm running in now, this took me a long time to do. And I think it came out pretty good. And that's it. Have a great day, guys. Carpe diem.
Slaves you were, and slaves you remain. But the terrible penalty of crucifixion has been set aside on the single condition that you identify the body or the living person of the slave called Spartacus. I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
Listen to me for a minute, will you, hon?
There's someone else in the hotel with us. There's a crazy woman in one of the rooms. She tried to strangle Danny.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Huh? Listen to me for a minute, will you, hon? I'm just gonna go and talk to Daddy for a few minutes. And I'll be right back. Now, I want you to just stay here and watch your cartoons, okay?
Unfortunate scissors for step. I can't do it with two hands, but I'm going to try an old sand trap shot here. like a slice to me, Al. There we go. That looked like a slice to me, Al. There we That looked like a slice to me, Al. There we go. Miles and miles and miles. That looked like a slice to me, Al. There we go.
I don't suppose they told you anything in Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter. Denver about the tragedy we had up here during the winter of 1970.
I don't believe they did. Did.
Well, my predecessor in this job hired a man named Charles Grady as the winter caretaker. And he came up here with his wife and two little girls, I think about 8 and 10. And he had a good employment record. Good employment record. Good employment record. Good employment. Good employment record. Good references. Good reference. Good references. Employment record. Good references. And from what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal. From what I've been told, I mean, he seemed like a completely normal individual. But at some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and some point during the winter, he must have suffered some kind of a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and mental breakdown, complete mental breakdown. He ran a complete mental breakdown. He ran amok and complete mental breakdown. He ran complete mental breakdown. Of a complete mental break. He killed his family with an axe. He killed his family with an axe. He killed his family with an axe.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
Stacked them neatly in one of the rooms of the West Wing and stacked them neatly in one. Stacked them neatly in. Stacked them neatly in one of the rooms of the West Wing and the West Wing, and then he put both barrels of a shotgun in his mouth. Police he killed his family with an axe. Police I thought that it was what the old-timers used to call cabin fever. Cabin fever. Used to call cab. I thought that it was what the old-timers used to call shotgun in his mouth. Police I thought that it was what the old-timers used to call cabin fever.
By 5 o'clock tonight, you'll never know anybody was ever here.
Just like a ghost ship, huh?
Well, that sounds fine to me. Well, that sounds fine to me. Well, that sounds fine to me.
How about your wife and son? How do you think they'll take to it?
They'll love it. They'll love it.
I'm telling y'all, Stanley does it all. He's a writer, he directs. He's a writer, he directs. He produces his projects. He's the man behind the lens. And Stanley always wins. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. Edison cuts all his flicks. He's a genius with his tricks. He does it all. Shoom-ding-doom. Edison cuts all his flicks. He's a genius with his tricks. He does it all. Shoom-ding-doom. 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 He does it all. Shoom-ding-doom.
And I'll drop the two of them here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that? And so we thought we'd try it here for you. His findings, and where would be a better place to confirm his findings about falling objects in gravity a time ago, who made a rather significant, because of a gentleman named Galileo a long time ago, who made a rather significant discovery about falling objects in gravity fields. And we thought that where would be a better place to confirm his findings than on the moon. And so we thought we'd fields. And we about falling objects in gravity fields.
In other words, it's a huge shit sandwich and we're all gonna have to take a bite.
Sir, does this mean that Aunt Margaret's not coming?
$4 in gold, 9 packs of chewing gum, 1 issue of prophylactics, 3 lipsticks, 3 pair of nylon stockings.
Shoot, a fella could have a pretty good weekend in Vegas with all that stuff.
And so we thought we'd try it here for you. The feather happens to be appropriately a falcon feather. Appropriately a falcon feather. Appropriately a falcon feather. Appropriately a falcon feather. For our falcon. Falcon. And
everybody's heard about the bird. Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, 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 bird. Bird's a word. Oh, well, the bird.
Mr. Galileo was Mr. Galileo was correct in his Mr. Galileo was correct in his findings.
Superb.
I'm telling y'all, shoo-ding-doo, shoo-bing-doo, shoo-bing. Stanley does it all, shoo-ding-doo, shoo-ding-doo. He's a writer, he directs. He's a writer, he directs. He produces his projects. He's the man behind the lens. And Stanley always wins. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. He's the man who looks ahead, can make you think he raised the dead. Edison cuts all his flicks.
Complete mental break. He killed his family with an axe. He killed his family with an axe.
He's a genius with his tricks. He does it all. Shoo-ding-doo. Edison cuts all his flicks. He's a genius with his tricks. He does it all. Shoo-ding-doo, shoo-bing-doo, shoo-bing-doo. He does it all.
Shiny.